Hi everyone, I'm Devin Swayze with Sotheby's Realty in Marco Island and Naples, Florida. I've had a few prospective buyers ask how flood insurance works, and I thought what a great topic to discuss with you all. With hurricanes on the rise, many homeowners and prospective buyers have flooding on their minds, and rightfully so. Real estate is a significant investment, and you should have an advocate on your side, someone to help guide you in protecting this asset. I always say that knowledge is power, so here I am to explain how flood insurance works, because homeowners insurance can be super confusing and probably needs a deep explanation to understand what coverage is needed and what damage falls under each different policy. So you're going to have your standard homeowners policy. However, in addition to that, we also have wind coverage and flood coverage. Coming from the Midwest, I was shocked when I learned that my standard homeowners insurance policy would not cover flood damage. Flood coverage is a type of property insurance, so it falls like underneath your standard homeowners. It's going to cover your dwelling, so that's your structure, for losses from water specific to flooding. So then within that policy, you can also elect to get contents coverage, which is going to cover your personal belongings like furniture, clothing, appliances. What it doesn't cover, though, is going to be property outside of your structure, such as docks, pools, or landscaping. The pricing for these policies is based on the NFIP designated flood zone. So that's the Federal National Flood Insurance Program, and that is managed by FEMA. Our FEMA maps have recently been updated, and what they do is they rank areas into zones. X is going to be your most ideal. This is a non-flood zone. However, here in Southwest Florida, we're more likely to see a zone A. This is considered high risk. And then even within that zone A, it's broken down into further categories. Again, we most commonly see AE. When you are in an AE floodplain, it is very helpful to understand what your base flood elevation is. That's known as a BFE. This BFE is going to indicate how high floodwaters could rise during a base flood. And this plays a significant role in your flood insurance premium. A great resource to locate all of this information is going to be on that FEMA flood map. That's an online tool. You simply type in your address and it's going to provide you a visual representation of where you are ranked within their system. So to determine your policy's cost, they're going to look at your zone, its proximity to water, and your elevation. You're going to need to submit an elevation certificate that's going to indicate your BFE that we were just talking about. And this document is going to have the biggest impact on what premium you are quoted for your policy. If you live in a high-risk zone designated with an A and you have a mortgage, that lender is going to require that you have a flood policy. But here is the kicker. The maximum payout for a residential structure is $250,000 in building coverage. That is going to be for your structure only. If you elect to also obtain contents coverage, that policy has a maximum payout of $100,000. I'm sure that these numbers feel shocking to hear, and seeing how low they are considering the cost of rehab or rebuilding. Keep in mind that you also have a wind policy and your homeowner's policy. So should you incur damage related to wind, for example, your roofs or your windows, even some of your electrical equipment with debris being thrown, this policy is then part of your wind, and that is in addition to your flood. The policies kind of somewhat stack on top of one another. I am obviously a specialist in real estate, not insurance, but I have base knowledge to help guide my customers in a general, yet I think very informative conversation. But if you guys are looking to dig deeper into this topic, I have a couple preferred insurance vendors that are local here in Florida that are a great resource, and I am happy to share their contact information. I hope all of this information was helpful to you, and I would be grateful if you could please hit that thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, because this is going to help the algorithm for other researchers just like yourself to have an easier time finding my information. I'm Devin Swayze with Sotheby's Realty in Marco Island and Naples, Florida, and I look forward to serving you with your real estate needs.